Jaguar Mark 10 420G owners, gentlemen, start your engines. We are looking at BAS offering for the Mark 10. I'm going to refer to it for Mark 10 for the rest of the video. Of course, the 420G, different engine size and more or less exactly the same interior. Okay, there are some differences, but we know the differences. That's our job to know the differences. So, but I'll just refer to this as Mark 10, and we'll show the Mark 10, and that'll work. So we're starting with an overview of this interior kit. This is without doubt the biggest interior kit that we manufacture here at BAS for Jaguar. It is, I don't know if it still is, but for the longest time it was the largest ever mass-produced car on British roads. It is a giant by British standards. Keep in mind the town, the village I was born in Wales was founded by the Romans, 55 BC. They built the roads. In medieval times they were widened and straightened, but there's lots of places that car would not fit down the road in the UK. So it was made for export, and it's a beautiful and very comfortable car, well worth restoring. They're coming up in value, and good looking car, and very comfortable. So anyway, you got one. So what we're doing is, like I said, we're walking up and down this table and showing an overview, and then we're going to look at things separately so you understand the content of the kit. But the first thing I want to talk about is probably the most important thing, and that's the ingredients, what I call the ingredients of the cake, the materials themselves, what this interior is made of. We make the very best Mark 10 Mark 10, I almost said 420G, kit in the world, second to none, and I hope to prove that with the video. Two things that separate there's many things that separate what we do here at BAS, but like I said, one of them is the material, and I'll cover that in a minute. The other, of course, is content. Another consideration is the quality, fit, and finish. We unconditionally guarantee all our products to fit to the highest show standards. There's no reworking of pieces that we send you. They're unconditionally guaranteed to be exactly as original. The materials themselves are all imported from the UK. The correct vinyl ambler with the correct Jaguar grain, rubberized felt, PVC coated felt called Jaguar for the trunks and other applications. An exclusive for BAS is the molded urethane, cold poured urethane wool cloth, and I'll talk about that later. Do not try to put a headline on the Mark 10 with anything other than that, and definitely not the stuff our competitors sell. Again, an exclusive, and I'll explain why later. We have moquette short nap wool cloth that's used on the back of the seats and other places. And finally, the leather itself, probably the most important. We use an extremely high quality leather imported from the UK in all the original colors plus custom colors. It is the most important ingredient because, of course, it's the thing that needs to be high quality, so that it not only looks good when it's first installed, but in 6 weeks time, 16 weeks time, 6 months, 6 years, you get it, 16 years. It makes the world of difference, the high quality materials. Also forgot to mention the Wilton wool carpet, of course, available in 21 different colors. So we spoke about the materials there, and another great advantage that we have here at BAS is that all our products are cut on this beautiful and expensive, impressive CAD cutter machine. In fact, the whole of this interior is laid out on the Gerber machine. It's about 25 feet long, 7 feet wide. We pull up CAD files here, Mark 10. We roll out the vinyl from stock, the materials from stock carpet, press the button, and the whole interior is cut out in about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Here's an example of the file. The great thing about CAD cutting is that we know everything is cut for the entire car. It's a very big interior, so it's 2 full tables for the Mark 10. That's the first table, and that's the second one. You can see the inner rockers or inner sills for Kiwis, Brits and Aussies. We got the parcel shelf, pieces for the seat, armrests, under dash panels, door panels of course, and everything is cut accurately with the machine, and of course that gives us precise patterns that we can repeat over again. You see the orange line here? That's actually a chalk line that crays onto the vinyl, so it helps the sewers when they sew these pieces together. And everything in the Mark 10 is cut this way, with the exception of the leather, which is still hand cut as it was at the factory. The moquettes, carpet set, panel boards, everything is cut with this machine. I'll give an example of the panel boards. Here's the front door, and you can see all the holes cut here. Even the chalk line here is a guide for potential cut on the inner rocker covers there. The other thing that people like about our interiors is that everything is labeled with a label. Comes in a separate poly bag. This of course is not packed yet, and every bag has a label on it. A great advantage of that is, well, let's just say you probably don't need a label to tell you these are door panels or this is rear parcel shelf. When it gets tricky is the stuff that you're not certain. Okay, so for instance, all the pieces of moquette and all these vinyl pieces. Here's a perfect example. So inside this bag there will be inner sills, which are the big covers here, for each seat plinths, and then there's another 12 1/4 by 8 1/2. That's these rectangles here for the seat plinths that cover the brackets on the floor, and then finally 53 by 12 miscellaneous. That's just some extra vinyl. There's a few little pieces that get cut out of that. Everything else, BC pillar panels, again, everything is obvious. It really helps with the console there for each piece of pipe, and the moquette. It helps you or your installer know exactly what pieces go where, front parcel shelf, including 5 panels and the leather and so on. So the labels are very useful. Okay, I think we'll take a pause there. We will come back and look at the carpets and harduras and some other stuff, so we can start to clear the bench. As we clear the bench, then we'll have more room to look at things closely and continue to demonstrate what makes this Mark 10 interior the best in the world. And hopefully by the time we finish, you will be a believer. Okay guys, we'll take a break here. Let's look at the carpet, underfelts and harduras here. Here's the file for the carpet set. In this case, left-hand drive automatic, which is what we have on this order. And again, the CAD machine is cutting out all the pieces. That's the first step. Let's set aside the book here. I mentioned the Wilton wool carpet, 100% wool, 100% pure wool carpet, 5mm pile on a rubber backing, exactly as it was from Jaguar. Very high quality carpet, available in all the original colors. Beautifully bound on a machine that does this binding around the edge. It's a purpose-made machine, that, as it was at Jaguar, to achieve these incredibly accurate bind-in widths that are consistent throughout the whole carpet set. Some pieces in the car were not bound from Jaguar, like the pieces on the side of the console, for instance, the gearbox. Has the Storvik heel pad, which is a very hard, dense PVC that Jaguar used with the Jaguar matching grain. This is not the same vinyl that's used in the interior kit, of course. This is much harder than that. So we have the carpet, every piece of carpet's original to the car. We have the underfelt. You can see our machine here, how it does these punch holes, cut these holes out. There we go. And every piece is pattern shaped to match the originals in your car. So underfelt set there. Then we have the hardura. That's the rubberized felt for the trunk. There's quite a few pieces that are used in the trunk, so all that's included. What is well, I just finished the hardura. Let's finish that first. So we got the spare wheel cover again, beautifully bound and stitched together as original. Under dash harduras would get glued to the body of the car in black as original. And the heater cover that's also in hardura for inside the engine, we even include that. That is the attention to the detail and completeness of our interior. And then what isn't shown here while we're talking about the trunk is the fiberboard panels. There's 5 or 6 of them if I remember. They're grained fiberboard, they're biscuit colored to match, and they have crease lines in them. They're not, at the time of filming, they're coming in with our next air freight shipment from the UK in a few days. I'll try to edit in those panels later, but they're not shown as of now. So I think that does it there. We'll get some of this cleared so that we can make some more room. Okay, I'm going to go through some stuff in no particular order just to clear the bench. Headliner for the Mark 10s is a 100% wool cloth, and this is an exclusive from BS. We're very proud of this. This is still done in Lancashire in the north of England at a specialty mill that coats the back of the wool cloth with closed cell latex foam. Exactly as Jaguar did. In fact, this was the company Jaguar used for many years to produce this headliner exclusive. It is something that all the big saloons have from Jaguar. That's the main section of the roof. Is the reason that you want the latex foam is that you can glue on the back. The polyfoam our competitors use doesn't work. That's why Jaguar went through the cost of this, and so we do the same. As it sucks in the glue, you press on it, you get your fingerprints in. It's a nightmare. So the only way to really do it in a big car like that is this latex foam. It has the skin on it, doesn't suck in the glue. Press on it as hard as you want, you won't get your fingers in it. So that's the center section. Then around the rest of the car, the cant rails and other pieces in the car covered in plain wool cloth, which of course doesn't have the back end. That's the headliner kit finished for the Mark 10. The snap-on that goes around the door, U-shaped, moquette covered. Again, basic colors. There's not all the producers of this don't produce 17 shades of beige. They don't, it's just a generic beige that's close enough to any of the biscuit interiors as it was with Jaguar. It wasn't perfectly color matched. So the U-shaped snap-on, again, this one's an exclusive because it's a larger profile with a metal carrier rubber insert in there. U-shaped and fits around the doors. That's included in that kit. Underneath the seats, covers for box section under rear seats. Okay, so you can see their vinyl beautifully top stitched. Look at that, as it was originally, and Hardura, scrap Hardura, so any color will do, as it was a Jaguar. It covers the box sections. The big inner rocker, again the biggest. Look at the size of this. This is huge. For British standards, that's for sure. So the inner rockers and the sill covers there. We went through the miscellaneous vinyl, again labeled nicely so you know what you've got. We have the D post panels, D Donald. They are you just catch a glimpse of them either side of the rear seat. These are in leather over Baltic birch ply as they were originally. So they did those in leather Jaguar to match the seats. Center pillar panel, beautifully top stitched, as you can see again, immaculately, accurately top stitched with exactly 3mm, 1/8 of an inch for the center pillar panels. The only way to deal with the armrests that are molded on the Mark 10s that are not reproduced is cover them in vinyl with a twin stitch. We have a purpose-made machine that allows this to be cupped and fit an irregular shape like the armrests. Otherwise, you end up with new doors and your old armrests don't match in color, so this is the only solution to cover them with these covers, and 4 included, front and rear. What else? Blasting through the easy stuff. Rear parcel shelf, brand new panel, board with a speaker hole ready, holes ready to receive the clips from your old one, and that's the rear parcel shelf. Again, CAD cut on our machine, and with the flap at the front that goes behind the rear seat. Again, attention to detail, 1/8 inch polyfoam as it was originally. We have the front parcel shelf kit, which is 5 panels, fiberboard panels, some flat, some trimmed all the way around. There's the panels and 2 pieces of leather for the front leading edge of the dash, and we're generous with the leather. It's 7x30, ends up being, you only see about 2 inches of it. If you know your car, you'll know where they go. Front door shut face pillars, pair of panels there, again with the holes ready to receive the clips. All our interior kits come with the panel clips, which are those green clips, brand new for all the door panels. Studs for the carpet set and trunk mat. Carpet set studs, male and female, and even screws to mount the panels. Again, content and details that we're very proud of here at BAS. Okay, that gives me a lot of real estate. Well, I'll just finish off with the A-posts. They're magnificent. They're very difficult to make, and most of our competitors will just give you a bit of vinyl for you to cover your old ones. We, on the other hand, supply these. Look at these, fully trimmed as brand new panels, creased on our specialty machine, riveted with a specialty riveted machine, beautifully sewn together. Got the map pocket here on this one, again like that. So small work of art. Those panels, that's for the A posts left and right. Okay, let me clear, get George to clear this, and then we'll look at the rest and finish up. Okay guys, we're very proud of these. These are the door panels, front and rear, and most proud of the fact that we at BAS offer these with the original dielectric heat welded or heat sealed lines pressed right into the door panels. A very expensive machine, close to $100,000. Most shops don't have the luxury of such a machine, and also the crack tooling that we made many years ago for the door panels. Again, cut on our machine. But look at the finish on the back. Guys have done, the back is as pretty as the front, perfectly trimmed, reinforced with staples for longevity, big flap at the top, both front and rear there. That's the little hole for the winder right there. So they're the door panels, exactly as original, to replace the originals with the door clips that I showed earlier. And then we'll look at the center console kit. Again, it's a combination of leather, moquette, and vinyl. So the rectangles there. The list of content is here. Piping included, moquette piping, 2 pieces of leather sewn together, beautifully top stitched for the sides of the console. Again, console kit. The foam that's required for underneath that is supplied bulk here, generously at 2.5 yards of 1/4 inch polyfoam, which is extremely difficult to find in North America. We supply it. That goes underneath the sills as well, the inner rockers. So plenty of, and there's a few other miscellaneous spots you're going to need it. May as well continue on here. We're on a roll. Finish up with the seats. This is the front seats. All the pieces of moquette that get glued to the seat frames. The pieces of vinyl that get glued onto the seat frames, again detailed in the label here. These beautiful armrest covers that are sewn, top stitched, has the leather pull as original. Again, I mentioned the quality of the leather, extremely important, and one of our secret weapons is the scrim foam that we use on the back. Very high quality, imported from the UK, and that's how you get these beautiful pleats that are dead straight and will remain looking good for a very long time. And then finally the rear seat, of course, the big armrest for the rear has the wool cloth. You can see the back, the leather is reinforced with wool cloth as it was a Jaguar to stop it stretching, and then with a padding, so exactly as original. And then the big huge rear seats covers there, all sewn, ready to go. And then last but not least, strongly recommended, I think it's in addition to the kit, is the foams themselves. For the seats, this is cut polyfoam. We fabricate these in-house, and you can see there's various foams for the front and rear. Everything is there ready to replace. The pictures you see of finished seats on our webpage, we use exactly this foam. So those are the results that you should be aiming towards, and we get perfect results with these foams. So I think that's it. I think we covered everything. Samples available on request. We have a firm price quote for all our kits, so there's no shell game as content. You can see it shown in the video here and listed on the web page. And again, samples worldwide, free samples for colors, and we're ready when you are, gentlemen. It's a wonderful car and well worth restoring to a high standard. You get what you pay for with most things in life, and Jaguar Interior Upholstery is no exception. We're never the cheapest out there, but if you're spending the money to restore the Mark 10 420G with mechanical and paint and new interior, don't blow your expensive restoration with a crappy, poor fitting interior. It's just not worth it. You will devalue the car. Our kits are notorious for resale and adding value to the car, so we're very pleased with that. Anyway, I think that's it. We look forward to hearing from you and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, guys.